Alright, so before we move on with other stuff like property binding and class and style binding, I just want to add Bootstrap, which is a front-end framework that will make things look a little better. Now, you could, of course, just put a CDN right in your index.html, but that's not really the most elegant way to do things. What I would suggest doing is installing it with npm and then adding it to your scripts inside of your Angular CLI JSON file. So I'm going to stop the server with Control-C, and we'll clear this out, and we're going to do npm install, and we want Bootstrap. Now, at the time of this recording, I want to use Bootstrap 4, and the latest version is beta 2. So we're going to do npm install Bootstrap at 4.0.0-beta.2. Alright, now if you want to follow exactly along with this course and you don't want to run into any weird class issues with Bootstrap, then make sure you install this version. And it also has two dependencies. One is jQuery and then one is popper.js. So we want to install these things, and we'll go ahead and do that. Alright, so those are installed. Now, one extra step that you should take to kind of future-proof this is go to your package.json file, and where it says Bootstrap, go ahead and remove this caret symbol in front. Let me just get rid of that. The caret symbol in front of the version number. That way it doesn't do any kind of auto update to the next beta. It just stays at this version and you'll have no issues. So just go ahead and remove that and save it. Alright, so now that we've done that, we want to go ahead and open up our Angular CLI.json file, which is in the root. And then this is where we can add our styles and scripts. So we want to go to the styles array here, put a comma here, go under the styles CSS, and we want to go into the node modules folder. That's where Bootstrap was installed. So node modules / bootstrap / dist / css / bootstrap.css. Alright, and then it's going to take a couple JavaScript files as well. So in here we want to put .. node modules / and then we want jQuery jQuery / dist / jQuery.js. Next one we want is popper, which is another dependency for Bootstrap. So node modules / popper.js / dist / umd / popper.js. Alright, and then of course we need the Bootstrap.js file. So that's going to be bootstrap / dist / js / bootstrap.js. Alright, so let's save that. Now anytime you edit the Angular CLI JSON file, you need to restart the server, which our server isn't even running. So we'll go ahead and run it with ng-serve. And then Bootstrap should be in effect. Alright, so let's reload this, and now you can see that it looks different because Bootstrap is now kicked in. Alright, so let's fix this up a bit. Now I'm going to actually add a new component. I'm going to add a navbar. So I'm going to stop the server with Control-C, and we're going to do ng gc, so ng generate component, components / navbar. Alright, now you can see we now have a navbar folder here. I didn't add the spec flag, maybe I should have, so I'll just manually delete that file, the spec ts, we don't need that. And let's see, inside the navbar HTML file, I'm going to make this very simple. Okay, no links or anything, it's just basically for styling. So it's going to be a nav tag with the class of navbar, And I'm using Emmet here for shortcuts. So this basically means I want a nav HTML tag with a class of navbar, a class of navbar-dark, and a class of, let's say, bg-primary, which will make it blue, and then a class of mb-4, which will give it a margin bottom. And then hit tab, and now I have my tag, my element. So you need Emmet for that. It comes with VS Code. If you're using a different editor, you can install it as a plugin. All right, then I just want a container class, and then we'll just put the A tag in here with the class of navbar-brand. This we'll just put a hash here, and then for the text, we'll just say Angular app. Okay, so I mean, this is just a sandbox application. It's not really anything that is going to be completely put together. So we'll save this. Now what we want to do is go to our main app component. So the main app component HTML. I'm going to get rid of the H1 here, and I'm going to put in our app-navbar tag like this. And save. And let's start our server. ng-serve. And that should show our navbar, and there we go. All right, now the users right here, I'm going to wrap this in a container to kind of push it over. So let's go in here and put a container, and then just move this. We're just going to move this up and save. That gets pushed over a little bit. And then I'm going to change the look of these users as well. So if we close up the navbar component, close up the main app component, let's go to users, let's go to our HTML file. And then for the li right here, I'm going to add a class, or two classes, one of card and one of card-body, and these are Bootstrap classes. So if I save this, you'll see it'll give us a nice border and some padding around each user. And then for the LIs, you can see that, or for the UL right here, let's give this a class of list group, and then each LI here will have a class of list group item. Okay, so we'll get that, put that on this one as well, and save, and there we go. So this looks a lot better. Also on the where is it? This UL right here. Let's see how it has some padding here. I don't want it styled, so I believe it has a class of list unstyled. There we go. So now that removes that space there. All right, so that looks pretty good. Let's add a little bit of margin between these, or below each one of these cards. So right here, I'm also going to add MB-2, and that adds a little bit of margin in between each one. All right, so I think that that's good for now as far as styling. So in the next video, we're going to start to take a look at property binding, and we'll go from there.